What's good, people? It's Luke from the Melody app. I'm here today, one of the biggest engineers in the game, Baines. Good friend of mine as well. I can run down a resume, but I'm gonna let Baines do that for you and tell you a little bit about himself and the people he's worked with.
Thank you for having me. My name is Baines. I'm a mixer and engineer based out of Los Angeles. Been working with Young Thug for the past 6 or 7 years primarily, but since then I've been mixing for just an Offset's album. I work with Mario as well. Did some stuff for Machine Gun Kelly. Been working with Cardi B recently. Pretty much, stay in the hip hop genre.
For sure. What inspired you to become an engineer?
Man, I've always really been into the technical side of music. Actually, I've always been a huge music lover, a huge music fan, but I never grew up playing an instrument. But I was into the technical side of things, and I started DJing earlier on.
Oh wow.
And I think that's kind of what once I was DJing, I was like, okay, then I started reading up about engineering, and
Okay.
I was dating a girl at the time that was going to SAE, and I was in Australia, and I was like, I was helping her with all her schoolwork and shit. And then halfway through, I was like, "Yo, I like this shit. I'm actually good at this shit." It's the first time I actually found something that resonated with me. So I just ended up sticking with it and doing it, and that's really what it is. It's find something that resonates with you that you're good at, and nurture it.
I didn't even know you used to DJ, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
What was your DJ name?
Slice, PSLYC. It was a very short phase. It was electronic music at raves in Australia.
Yeah, duh.
But it was cool. It was the first time, like I said, I didn't play an instrument, but it really taught me timing.
Yeah.
And listening to timing and listening to records and counting bars and stuff like that, which I still use that every day. Now it's something that I don't even think about, just happens ordinarily. But back then I it was the first time I'd have to count bars and beats and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely did help me with timing, with the timing aspect of things.
Fire. That's what's up. Now, if you don't know already, engineers will probably spend the most time with an artist during their creative process. So having a direct relationship with an artist engineer can be extremely helpful when you're trying to get that beat pack into the right hands. So, Baines, what do you think is the best way for producers to get their beats to an artist?
To be honest with you, I think one is developing a relationship with the artist, especially artists on the come up and stuff like that. A lot of the people that I've seen that have been successful, that I've seen on a close level, they've come up with the artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like London, Metro, Wheezy, they all came up with Thug and Pluto and that whole crew. So they the artist fame and their fame kind of rose at the same level.
Yeah.
Another way, if you want to try, I get it, everyone wants to work with the greatest and stuff. Yeah, getting to with the engineers, finding out the manager, finding out the A&R, and don't just be I got this pack for you, something like that. Just start a conversation, let it happen organically. The people that are a little too pushy, it just never works out. They always rub people the wrong way.
Yeah, it's a turnoff.
Exactly.
You just build a genuine relationship.
Exactly, yeah. Just like you said, relationships, man. That's what it is.
No, for sure. Now, getting the pack into the artist's hands is just one piece of the pie, but what's in the pack is a whole nother issue.
Mm-hmm.
So I curate packs for my producer and for the Melody app. So sometimes it's difficult for me to know what kinds of beats even to put in the packs. So from your perspective as an engineer, what typically catches an artist's attention when listening through beat packs? Should producers send beats that are kind of like the songs they already are known for? Or do you think they should send beats that are a little bit more experimental?
If the songs that the artist is known for, if that's the producer's strong suit, then sure, do that. Do what works for you. Do what you do best. But I feel when you're trying to send, let's just say, a Young Thug type beat to Thug, they're not going to take that, or a Wheezy type beat to Thug, because he has Wheezy. He could just hit up Wheezy and get that. A lot of times it's the stuff that's slightly different, that's slightly offbeat, that they haven't heard. And again, it's really about the vibe, because they might love a beat one day, or the next day they might hate it and not be in the mood. And it's about reading the mood and the zone, and that's why I can kind of sometimes tell what zone, when we're recording, what kind of mind space the artist's in, and then play a beat that will fit that. Some days he might be like, yo, let's do some guitar stuff. So we find something with the guitar loops, stuff like that. Or might be like, yo, I'm on some turn stuff today. Let's do some turn shit. And that's how, records like Ski and Hot come about. Or like early in the morning, and it's just him and me in the room, and he might do something super, just super melodic and stuff like that. That's how records like Just How It Is and Bad 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 came about, when it was just us in the room.
Yep.
So it just depends on the vibe in that particular situation.
For sure.
And so having a little bit of diversity helps.
Yep.
Me as the engineer knowing that as well, also knowing how to read him and the relationship we have, and I say him just like that, just any artist, anyone you're with,
Yep.
it's about knowing it. I also, back when I was at Blast Off, I was the B room over there was Atlantic Records writing room.
Yep.
So I'd see A&Rs come in every day and go through packs and packs and packs and packs, and then curate them, be like, okay, put this in the folder for TI, put this in the folder for this person or that person. So it was, I'd see how fast they'd skip over beats. And I'd just be like, yo, it hasn't even dropped. He said, no, do synthy, next one. Just it was crazy. And I've seen it throughout my career, how people just
skip through quick.
Attention spans are quick, so get to the point really quick. Long intros and all is
not good.
Yeah, it's gonna get skipped over. Just get to the beat. 4-bar intro, maybe 8 at the most, and then just get to your first hook.
Yeah.
And then again, don't worry about it. Like if the artist wants to do a verse first, they'll rearrange it and stuff.
For sure.
But get your best shit out
into
quick.
the meat and potatoes off the top.
Absolutely.
Don't wait.
There
No appetizers.
Everyone's attention spans are low these days, man.
Yeah, it is. So remember that. Get to the point quick. No more than 4 or 8 bars on the intro.
Yeah.
Now, a hot button topic around engineers and producers these days is splits. So some think it's a conflict of interest. Others say it's only right. So how do you feel about engineers getting splits on a song because they help place the beat?
Yeah, if they help placed it, then the producer would have. Now, there's 2 trains of thought, and there's 2 ways to operate. Now, if there's a record that some random person has sent to me, and I place it, for sure, I'm taking a split.
Yep.
If there's, and this has happened many times, like it's like Wheezy or T-Minus or people who, they're sending me the beats because I'm the person, like the manager said, yo, send it to Baines and he'll play it for Thug, which happens a lot. Then I'm being paid to be there.
You're doing
so
your job.
Yeah, so I think as much as I would like to get a percentage of that, I don't think that's right, and I normally don't do that.
I'd love to get some insight into Thug's creative process around production and recording. So like, does Thug usually have beats ready to record before he walks in the studio? Does he go through packs while he's in there? Or does he have people cook up on the spot?
It's a mixture of all of them.
Okay.
It just depends. We've done everything, Yeah. He might be in the room playing video games while someone's cooking up.
Yeah.
We've had sessions with producers like, Jeff Basker and Metro and all in the room together where everyone's working, and he'll kind of like tell them what he wants, give them like a little oversight, or they'll just start doing stuff, and he'll either say yes or no, or they can judge by looking at his face.
Yeah.
You can kind of
Get the reaction.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell right away. That happens a lot of times. Like I'll get packs of beats, or because we have a compound over here and everyone's working, he might just be like, go call Weezy from the next room.
Yeah.
Or he might walk by the room, like one day we walked by my room and he was like, yo, that's pretty cool, what's that? And it was something that we were just working on. He was like, yo, come load it up, let's work on it.
Yeah.
So it just happens. It's never like there's no one philosophy. His method is his method, and it's very unique to him, but he very much produces as well. Like he will, like it's like the way the 2-track is sent and starts, it never ends up like that. Like he'll take a bar from here, 2 bars from here, loop to a 2-bar section. He's hearing what he's hearing in his head, and he knows how to make that work, and he knows how to run Pro Tools very, very, very well, so he can like jump in and make edits, and like instead of saying take these 2 bars, do this, like that, just he's just jump in, like chop it up, do it, and like okay, cool.
So he's producing on the spot as well.
Absolutely.
With himself, with the arrangements. So
Absolutely.
he's just that type of genius where he's got that level of creativity to jump in and like produce what's already there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Sure. Dope. Aside from Thug, which artist that you've worked with do you think has the most interesting creative process?
Most recently, I would say working with Offset on Offset's album.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. It's very similar the way they work.
Okay.
But with Offset, he's very timing, and like every stage of the process, we're like pocketing vocals again and repocketing them with whether, you know, in the recording process they're doing it, but then now things have changed in the mix, you know, certain elements are different, so repocketing it based on those elements and their reaction. Like the hi-hat level might have changed, or the melody level might have changed, so now how the vocal interacts with that, it's constantly being adjusted based on that, or how the compressor hits it might be changed, so we're repocketing things. That's been pretty cool to see.
So he's very detail oriented.
Yeah, very hands on. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's dope. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, no, he's we had a great time working on this album together. He would like really lock in with us and be there, and like, you know, all his revisions were never mixed revisions. It was just, you know, nudge this, nudge that, vocal placement things. So.
Dope. So you've done numerous numbers of session at this point in your career, but which session would you say stands out as the most fun?
We did an album called So Much Fun. That was a lot of fun. But honestly, I wouldn't say it's one session. It was a period of time.
Okay, what period is that?
We did Slime Language 2.
Okay. And
we were in you know, between a few studios in Atlanta and between over here, and it was just this energy that was there, and I could tell all of us, like it was me, Sean, Flo, AJ, a bunch of engineers that we call ourselves the Slime Engineers, but it was just we could tell that we were part of something cool, like something awesome. That it was a moment in time, and it was also because, you know, Thug has a label, so there was everyone from the label working and recording. We had him, Ghana, Keed, Umfung, you know, just everyone from the label was there, and like every room at the studio was going, and then we'd get done, and I'd go in the back room, and I'd be mixing, and then I'd run out and record again, and then I'd go back and, like, you know, get a mix in it. Like it was just, it's a crazy operation, and this went on for a few months. So I think working on Slime Language 2 was definitely a pretty iconic time.
Dope. No, that's what's up. Sounds like it was epic.
Yeah.
Getting in these rooms to work with big artists is what many creatives strive for, but staying in the room is sometimes even harder, as you know. So what would you say is an underrated piece of studio etiquette that everyone should know?
You know, knowing your craft is very important, and you should just care. Care about the like, you're working on someone's art.
Yeah.
And that's their truest, most vulnerable form, and you just have to care about it as much as they do, if not more, because it's not you. You know, you have to, because as an engineer, you're the person between the artist's vision and the world hearing it. You're here, right in the middle, and what you do determines how it goes out. I think that's a big part of it. So just caring, and then again, just humility in the room, just being humble, knowing how to read a room. As an engineer, you when someone walks into a studio, I tell this to all the guys that work here, they should look around the room and always be able to tell who the engineer is. You're the only person in the room who, at any point in time, needs to be the most professional. You don't want to be slouched, smoking, just, you know, eyes bloodshot, stuff like that, and then, like, yo, someone, you know, these big producers walked in, and like now, you know, it's gone from just tracking and putting beats into, they want to connect a keyboard, they want an MPC hooked up, they want you to record into Pro Tools while the artist is, you know, anything could happen at any moment. You just always need to be prepared and think one step ahead. That's really important.
For sure. Dope piece of advice for all you engineers out there. What's your advice to up-and-coming engineers who want to be like you and have the opportunity to work with some of the biggest artists in the game?
I'd say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So always be prepared, because that's one thing you can control. You can't control the opportunity, but you can't control when it's going to happen. But if you're prepared for it, the minute it does happen, you'll stay in that position. And that's kind of what happened to me. And I had a very, very long, very successful career before I started working with Thug. I was really good. I worked with a lot of big artists, and then Thug just took it to the next level for me. So when I started working with him, right off the bat, he saw how fast I was and how in tune I was with him, how I adapted to his needs and his workflow, and how I was constantly evolving. So you gotta be adaptable, and you gotta constantly evolve. That's the main thing. And just really just knowing your craft, knowing this engineering shit that we do.
For sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, Baines, I appreciate you joining us with the Melody app for the In the Loop session, and thanks for taking the time out, man.
Absolutely, man. Good to meet you, my brother.
For sure.